There are forces and energies beyond what we can see and touch in our universe. These can be both benevolent and malevolent, influencing our lives in ways we may not always understand. For chosen ones, which are those who walk a spiritual path, this sensitivity to unseen energies is heightened. One of the more challenging aspects of this heightened awareness is the potential for encountering negative energies, including curses directed toward us, and that's why you need to be observant of the 7 major signs that you're being cursed. The last of these signs can have terrible consequences for your daily life if you don't address them, so brace yourself. But first, let's learn a little more about the nature of curses. Curses through history. A curse in this context is not just a string of negative words, but a focused intention that can disrupt the natural flow of someone's life. The idea of curses has been a part of human culture for centuries, spanning across different religions, philosophies, and folk traditions. From the hexes spoken of in medieval Europe to the evil eye in Mediterranean cultures, curses are believed to be intentional attempts to bring harm or misfortune to another person. In modern spirituality, these concepts are often explored through the lens of energy and intention. For chosen ones, the experience of being cursed can manifest in various ways. We'll now learn to recognize these signs, not out of fear, but as a form of self-awareness and protection. This awareness allows us to take the necessary steps to cleanse and shield our energy. The signs of a curse are often subtle and can be easily mistaken for everyday challenges. But they have some specific markers that, when you take note of them, can indicate the presence of evil intent. Ever felt like, out of the blue, nothing can go right for you? Sudden bad luck. That sudden bad luck is the first major sign of a curse. This can include things like unexpected financial losses, accidents, or persistent health issues that defy medical explanation. Accidents are another common manifestation of this bad luck. These can range from minor mishaps like constantly dropping things or minor car scrapes to more serious incidents like major car accidents or household injuries. These accidents often happen in quick succession, giving the impression that you are somehow jinxed, as it's called, in the modern age. The feeling of being accident-prone can lead to anxiety and hyper-awareness, further disrupting your daily life and sense of safety. In many cultures, the recognition of these patterns of sudden bad luck or misfortune is seen as an indication that something is energetically wrong. This recognition is the first step toward addressing the issue, whether through spiritual cleansing rituals, protective measures, or seeking guidance from spiritual leaders or healers. The goal is to restore the natural flow of positive energy and break the cycle of negative events. But the next of these signs is even more concerning than misfortune because it affects your life itself. Disruption of your energy. When someone curses us, they are essentially sending a wave of negative energy that can interfere with our natural life force. This life force has many names depending on the spiritual tradition. Qi in Chinese philosophy or prana in Indian teachings. In Chinese medicine, Qi is the vital force that flows through all living things, and a balanced flow of Qi is essential for good health and well-being. This disruption caused by curses can manifest as physical ailments, emotional instability, and a general sense of malaise. It's believed that when someone curses another person, they create a psychic link that channels these harmful energies. This link can act like a magnet, attracting more negativity into the cursed person's life, thus amplifying the effects of bad luck and misfortune. The smooth flow of prana is essential for maintaining physical health and mental clarity. A curse, by introducing negative energy into your life, can block or distort the flow of prana, leading to various forms of distress. And one of those feelings of distress could destabilize your peace of mind completely, simply because of how much anxiety it could cause you. That's the next sign, a feeling of being followed. Have you ever felt a persistent feeling of being watched or followed, even when home alone? This sensation is often accompanied by feelings of anxiety or paranoia, as if there is a dark presence looming over us. In various spiritual traditions, this is sometimes interpreted as the manifestation of a negative entity attached to us, feeding off our fear and negativity. This entity can be a result of the curse, an external embodiment of the ill intent directed toward us. It's also important to remember that the power of a curse can be amplified by the victim's belief in it. The more you believe you are cursed, the more likely you are to notice and focus on negative events, creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. This is why it's crucial to approach these situations with a balanced perspective, recognizing the signs but not succumbing to fear or paranoia. Instead, use this awareness as a catalyst for taking proactive steps to cleanse your energy and protect yourself. If you don't start acting on it straight away, you'll experience the next of the signs, one that can disrupt your whole life: emotional disturbance. A person who is cursed may experience sudden bouts of deep sadness, anxiety, or rage without a clear trigger. These are emotional and psychological disturbances caused by the negative energy. This emotional turmoil can feel like an internal storm, disrupting peace and causing distress. In psychological terms, this can be understood as the impact of negative energy on our mental and emotional well-being, akin to how negative thoughts can affect our mood and outlook. Sadness in this context might not align with typical patterns or causes. Instead of developing gradually, it can strike suddenly, enveloping the person in a deep sense of hopelessness and despair. This can be particularly confusing if there's no apparent reason for such a drastic change in mood, such as a significant loss or life change. The feeling can be overwhelming, making it difficult to find motivation or joy in once enjoyable activities. This unexplained sadness can also isolate you from your loved ones and support systems, further exacerbating their emotional turmoil. Anxiety, similarly, can become heightened under the influence of a curse. Those affected may find themselves constantly on edge, feeling a pervasive sense of dread or fear. This anxiety might manifest as excessive worry about everyday situations, physical symptoms like a racing heart or difficulty breathing, or a general sense of impending doom. The experience can be exhausting as the mind races with thoughts of worst-case scenarios, often far removed from reality. This kind of anxiety is not just a normal reaction to stress, but rather an overwhelming and persistent feeling that something is deeply wrong. Rage is another emotion that can emerge suddenly in someone who is cursed. This anger can flare up unexpectedly, even in situations that wouldn't typically provoke such a strong reaction. The intensity of the rage can be frightening, both for the person experiencing it and for those around them. It can lead to impulsive actions or harsh words that damage relationships and create further turmoil. The person may feel as if they are not entirely in control of their reactions, as if the anger is an external force taking hold of them. These emotional disturbances are more than just fleeting feelings. They can become pervasive, affecting every aspect of a person's life. You'll struggle to understand why they are feeling this way, which can add to your distress. Just as negative thoughts can spiral into a depressive episode or a panic attack, a curse can be thought of as a concentrated form of negative energy directed at a person, intensifying these emotional responses. The concept of negative energy impacting mental health is not new. In many spiritual and cultural traditions, it is believed that our thoughts, emotions, and energies are interconnected. For example, remember what we mentioned about prana earlier? Well, when prana flows freely, we experience harmony and balance. However, when it is blocked or disrupted, it can lead to physical and emotional imbalances. Similarly, with qi, negative emotions and thoughts are believed to create qi stagnation, leading to various ailments, including emotional distress. This cycle can be challenging to break, especially if the person is unaware that they're being cursed. This emotional disturbance will eventually evolve into something far worse, something that'll chase you even when you're resting. Recurring nightmares. You see, chosen ones, as we've seen in past videos, tend to have incredibly vivid dreams. Many of them obtain messages from their higher selves through their dreams, but when someone's cursing them, this communication is disrupted and bad dreams start taking place. Nightmares, especially those that are recurring and involve themes of being chased, attacked, or trapped, can be a sign of a curse. In many spiritual traditions, dreams are seen as a gateway to the subconscious and the spiritual realms. A curse can penetrate this gateway, bringing fear and confusion into our dream state, making it difficult to find rest and peace. In many spiritual traditions, dreams are considered a sacred space where the soul can communicate freely, free from the constraints of the physical world. This space allows for deep introspection, healing, and connection with higher truths. However, when someone is under a curse, this sacred space can become tainted. The curse acts like a dark cloud over the dream realm, casting shadows and distorting the clarity of messages from the higher self or spiritual guides. This disruption can make it challenging to interpret dreams correctly or receive the healing and guidance they are meant to provide. Let's take a look at ancient philosophies to better understand this. In Hindu philosophy, the concept of Maya refers to the illusionary nature of the world, where the true essence of reality is hidden behind a veil. Similarly, a curse can act as a form of Maya in the dream state, creating illusions and falsehoods that distract from the truth. These illusions can manifest as confusing or misleading dreams, leading the dreamer away from their path or causing unnecessary fear and anxiety. In this way, the curse not only disrupts the dream state but also aims to destabilize the person's spiritual and emotional equilibrium. Similarly, in many Native American cultures, dreams are seen as an essential connection to the spiritual world. The dream catcher, a well-known symbol, is believed to filter out negative dreams, allowing only positive ones to reach the sleeper. When cursed, it is as if this protective filter is compromised, letting negative and harmful energies seep into the dream space. This invasion of negativity can disrupt the dreamer's connection to their spiritual guides and the natural flow of wisdom and insight. Recurring nightmares associated with a curse can also carry symbolic meanings that reflect the nature of the curse or the intentions behind it. For example, dreams of being chased may symbolize the feeling of being pursued by negative forces, while dreams of being trapped could represent feelings of entrapment or limitation imposed by the curse. These symbols can offer clues about the nature of the curse and the areas of life it is affecting. In this way, you can use the negative effects of the curse toward your advantage, allowing you to eventually break free from its influence. Always approach these experiences with a balanced perspective. Not every nightmare or unsettling dream is a sign of a curse. Sometimes our subconscious minds process daily stresses, fears, and anxieties through dreams, resulting in unpleasant experiences. However, when these nightmares are persistent, recurring, and accompanied by other signs of a curse, such as sudden bad luck or emotional disturbances, they may point to a deeper issue at play. And speaking of recurring issues, there's also another constant that could imply a bigger issue in your spiritual life: constant nosebleeds. Recurring nosebleeds can be a surprising and unsettling sign, especially when they seem to occur without any clear medical reason. Keep in mind to always check with a medical professional if you have an issue or uncertainty. However, in the context of spiritual beliefs and practices, recurring nosebleeds might be seen as a physical manifestation of negative energy or a curse. While it's important to always consider medical explanations first, unexplained physical symptoms like this can sometimes be interpreted as signs of spiritual interference. Nosebleeds in many cultures are seen as symbolic of an imbalance or disruption in one's energy. The nose, as a central feature on the face, is linked to the respiratory system and the flow of air, which in many spiritual traditions is associated with life force energy or prana. When someone experiences recurring nosebleeds, it can be viewed as a disruption in the natural flow of this life force energy, akin to a blockage or disturbance in the body's energy system. In a spiritual sense, recurring nosebleeds might also be interpreted as a sign of the body's attempt to release or expel negative energy. The blood itself, often seen as a symbol of life and vitality, when expelled in this way, could be viewed as a metaphorical purging of harmful influences. This aligns with some shamanic practices where physical symptoms are seen as expressions of deeper spiritual issues, and healing involves addressing both the physical and spiritual aspects of an ailment. Furthermore, recurring nosebleeds can also be linked to the symbolism of the nose as an organ associated with intuition and perception. The nose, especially in certain esoteric traditions, is considered a gateway for spiritual perception, breathing in the spirit or essence of life. A curse that targets this area could be seen as an attack on one's ability to perceive or connect with spiritual realities. This could result in not only physical symptoms like nosebleeds, but also a feeling of being cut off from one's intuition or spiritual guidance. The next sign of a curse can drive anyone crazy just from how annoying it can be. It starts as a mundane problem, but quickly evolves into something out of control. If you got to this point, it means you're starting to lose control of your life. But what is it? Losing important items. In many spiritual traditions, the concept of losing personal items is often linked to the idea of energy disturbances. According to these beliefs, our personal space and possessions carry our energy. When someone curses us, they might be sending disruptive vibrations our way, which can affect not only our mental clarity, but also our physical environment. This disruption can manifest as a series of small, confusing events, like misplacing items or finding things mysteriously out of place. At the end of the day, losing things frequently, particularly when you're usually an organized person, can be a perplexing and frustrating experience. While everyone occasionally misplaces items, a consistent pattern of losing important belongings may indicate a deeper issue, especially when it disrupts your daily life or leaves you feeling unusually scattered. This phenomenon is reminiscent of beliefs in poltergeist activity, where unseen forces seem to move objects or create chaos. While not necessarily suggesting a literal haunting, the parallel lies in the idea that energy can influence the physical world around us. A curse, in this sense, acts like an unseen force that disrupts our normal routines and environments, creating confusion and chaos in our lives. In psychological terms, losing things can also be seen as a form of distraction or disconnection from the present moment. When we are under stress or experiencing negative emotions, our ability to focus and remember details diminishes. This can happen consciously or unconsciously, and in the case of a curse, it may be exacerbated by the negative energy being directed toward us. The spiritual perspective here suggests that the curse might be causing this state of distraction, leading to a more chaotic experience of reality where things are misplaced or lost more frequently. Moreover, in the context of energy fields and auras, it's believed that our energy can influence our surroundings. When our energy field is strong and balanced, we are more in tune with our environment, leading to greater synchronicity and fewer lost moments. However, if a curse is affecting us, it could be disrupting our energy field, making us feel disoriented or disconnected. This disconnection can result in losing track of our belongings or forgetting where we place things, as our energy is not fully grounded or present. The act of losing things can also be symbolically linked to the idea of losing control or feeling powerless. This feeling can be particularly strong if the items lost are of significant personal value or importance, such as keys, wallets, or sentimental items. It may feel as though the curse is not only disrupting your physical space, but also your sense of security and control over your life. This is especially concerning for those who rely on organization as a way to manage their lives and responsibilities. Addressing curses. It's crucial to approach these signs with a balanced perspective. Not every streak of bad luck or every nightmare is a sign of a curse. However, when these signs appear together and persist over time, they may point to a deeper issue at play. Recognizing these patterns is the first step in addressing the problem. But now that we know the signs, it's time to learn to defend yourself from curses. Here are the secret spiritual practices used by historically chosen ones like Christian saints or the Buddha to dispel negative energies. First of all, practices like smudging with sage, using protective crystals, and reciting affirmations can help cleanse and protect your energy field. In the Christian tradition, prayers and blessings are often used to counteract negative influences. Similarly, in Hinduism, chanting mantras or performing pujas, rituals, can help dispel negative energies. The power of a curse lies not just in the intent of the one who casts it, but also in the belief and fear of the one who receives it. This is where the concept of spiritual resilience comes into play. By maintaining a strong, positive mindset and cultivating spiritual practices that uplift and protect us, we can mitigate the effects of negative energy. This is akin to the concept of armor of God in Christian teachings, where faith and righteousness act as a shield against evil. In addressing the recurring nightmares we discussed earlier, chosen ones can take several steps. One approach is to engage in spiritual practices that cleanse and protect the dream space. This can include rituals such as smudging with sage, using protective crystals like amethyst or black tourmaline, or setting an intention before sleep to block negative energies. Another powerful tool is keeping a dream journal, which can help in identifying patterns and symbols in dreams, providing insight into the underlying issues. In addition, meditation and prayer can be valuable in reconnecting with the higher self and spiritual guides, reinforcing the protective energy around the dream space. By cultivating a calm and centered state of mind before sleep, one can create a more peaceful and positive dream environment. This practice not only helps in warding off negative influences, but also enhances the clarity and depth of dream messages, allowing for a more profound connection with the spiritual realm. But the strongest shield of all is simpler than all previous strategies. It doesn't need special materials nor years of spiritual practice. It's the power of forgiveness and letting go. Holding on to anger, resentment, or fear can keep us tethered to the negative energy of a curse. By forgiving the one who may have cursed us and by releasing any negative emotions associated with the experience, we can free ourselves from the curse's hold. There's no stronger force in the world than the power of forgiveness than love. It will always protect you from evil, no matter what. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.